Have you ever stopped and wondered if the line between you and me, or you and, well, anything else alive, is actually real? What if, on some deep, fundamental level, we are all just part of one single giant consciousness? Well, today, we're going to dive into exactly that, a really profound concept that's the absolute bedrock of Hindu ethics, the oneness of all life. One life vibrates in all beings. Just let that sink in for a second. It's so simple, right? But that one sentence, it contains an entire worldview. It's a totally different way of looking at what it even means to be alive. And this idea, it's not just some nice, poetic thought. It is the very heart of Hindu ethics. This amazing philosophy, which was taught by spiritual giants like Ramakrishna, is built entirely on this one single principle, the oneness of life. So to really get a handle on the ethics, we first have to understand the philosophy it's standing on. So let's start there, with this sublime philosophy, and really try to understand this doctrine of oneness. The core of this idea comes from a school of Hindu philosophy called Vedanta. And Vedanta doesn't just say, hey, be nice to people. No, it goes way deeper. It presents this as a metaphysical truth, that there is one single unified consciousness that runs through everything in existence. It's not a rule to follow, it's a reality to wake up to. Okay, so if there's this unity of consciousness, what is it? What is this one thing that connects us all? And that question brings us to a really crucial concept, the one self, or Atman, the single consciousness that's in all of us. So Atman, you'll often see it translated as self. But, and this is the key, it's not your personal self or my personal self, it's the self. It is the universal, one and only consciousness that exists inside every single living being. No exceptions. So how does this idea play out? Well, first, it means that one single life force vibrates through absolutely everything. It means that life itself is the common ground between animals, birds, and us humans. And even more basic than that, just existence is something we all share. All of this points to one single common consciousness. All right, so that's the big picture metaphysics. It's a huge idea to wrap your head around. But the real question is, how does knowing about a universal self actually change how we should live our lives day to day? And that, right there, is the jump to the ethics of oneness, how we go from this metaphysical truth to actual moral action. And you know what? The connection is incredibly direct. It's just simple logic. If you really truly accept the metaphysical truth that the self is one, well, the ethical consequence is just unavoidable. If you hurt another being, you are literally hurting yourself, because on the deepest level, there is no difference between you. And on the flip side, if you serve another person, you are, in a very real way, serving yourself. This is the crucial takeaway right here. If you hurt any other creature, you hurt yourself. This isn't about some future karma coming back to get you. It's a statement about what's happening in this very moment. The harm is simultaneous because the self is one. And the positive path is just as immediate. If you serve another man, you serve yourself. So service isn't just about being a good person or doing charity work. It's an act of recognizing reality. It's seeing that one self in another and acting on that truth. But why? What's the point of all this service, of all this recognition of oneness? What's the end game? Well, that brings us to the path to Mukti, which is the ultimate goal of all this service. This whole spiritual journey, it starts with a simple action, serving others. And that selfless service, it's said to purify your heart. When your heart is pure, it can then receive what's called divine light, a deeper spiritual insight. And this whole process leads to the ultimate goal, attaining what's called final emancipation, or Mukti. So, Mukti, what is it? It's basically final emancipation. It's liberation from the endless cycle of birth and rebirth. It is a state of total freedom and unity. And the cool thing is, the path to get there doesn't start with some complicated ritual. It starts with a simple act of service. It starts with purifying your heart. And that brings us right back to where we started. This powerful link between a deep metaphysical truth, the oneness of the self, and a very clear ethical code. That's everything. It is the fundamental basic principle that's underneath all Hindu ethical codes. The philosophy and the action. You just can't separate them. So I'll leave you with this to think about. How would your daily life, your little interactions at the grocery store, your big decisions at work. How would all of that change if you truly, deeply saw a part of yourself in every single person you met?